baseball bats, some board games, books. There was a Darth Vader head, and it looked like maybe a popcorn bucket or something. I almost threw it in the bag and brought it onto the podcast, but then I was like, man, some kid might really like this. I'm a grown-ass man. I need to fucking lug this plastic with me all the way to work.
Some kid might like it.
I did get the atomic whoopee cushion, though. I seen that from the road. It's a big boy.
I wonder where you get that.
I don't know.
Is there some special, Dude, that is super distracting, isn't it?
Joke store, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we should ask Mr. Big John to turn it down a little bit.
No, I'm not.
I don't want to be rude. You want me to?
No.
No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, listen, people.
He's vibing.
Listen, yeah. There's a vibe this morning, so we got to vibe along.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to pick up, but I hear it. This song will change. Tupac is just, like, aggressive. Like the way...
Oh, Jeff. There's Jeff. What up? That makes it even better, dude. We love you, Jeff.
Yeah. You can timestamp in the comments when Jeff comes through. 3:53.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, Tupac is like... I see how people like it.
Yeah, no, it's good shit. I used to jam to it all the time. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting too old now to, like... Because he was 25, Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference, but, like, in music, is it weird that you're listening to somebody, like, viewpoints that's 25 years old, Like, he's like, I don't care if I die. And I'm like, I'm 40, man. I kind of care if I die, Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, he didn't make it this far. I can't, like, there's no...
Yeah, like we were talking about yesterday, fucking... Eventually you have to leave that shit behind, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, certain shit, yeah.
Take some shit with you. I'm sure... I don't know. I don't think Tupac would have this, hopefully. I don't think
the same viewpoints.
If he was almost...
If he was 40... Well, he'd be, like...
In his 60s.
You think? All right, so he was 25 in 1996. So that's...
30 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, he's almost 60. That's insanity. Can you imagine a 60-year-old Tupac? Yeah. That's weird.
Still not giving a fuck.
Could have ended up like Elvis, just like fat or something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's probably better. He's better off anyways with all this crazy rap stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I never got into Tupac because I was a Biggie Smalls loyalist. Yeah, man, I don't know. I love rap music, and I love popular rap music. I don't have the same relationship that I used to have with it, for sure. I was like, somehow I felt like I was identifying with these people. I don't know how. Like, you're doing your job if you're able to immerse your audience into what you're saying. If the picture you're painting is that good.
It comes with age too, because like when you're young, I feel like maybe you think the world's against you or something. Especially if you're trying to be like a rebel, Like if you're a rebellious young person, shit.
Yeah, man. How does that happen?
I don't know, because you think you know everything. You think you're gonna do it better. You're like, if I was the grown up, I would do it this way, right? And then you become the grown-up, and you're like, well, that's not the way the world works in general. Have you ever tried to, like, rent an apartment? Okay, there's a lot of hoops you got to go through. There's a lot of things. You got to sign a thing, and then you got to fill out a survey and put in a form and duplicates and, stuff like this. When you're a kid, you're like, I would just do it this way. Like, that's not how it works, though, Even into, like... Maybe until you're 30, you probably think you know what I mean? Like, I could do it better.
I still fucking hold on to some of that shit, dude. Like some rebellious tendency to, like, go against the mainstream. Even though I'm heavily I'm knee-deep in it because I'm a parent. I'm not, like... Yeah, my attitude isn't fuck everything. But something inside of me is still like, I don't know. I just can't come to grips with authority. I don't like that, dude.
Well,
That
you know, there isn't much you need to anymore. You're not doing anything. You know what I mean? So like, you don't really have any reason to be. You know what I mean?
right. I'm not doing anything, so
It's
leave
not
me
like we're
alone.
like when you're a kid though. You want to sneak a drink or something, like that's authority telling you no.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or like you want to go stay late somewhere, you know, stuff like that. People be telling you that's not allowed.
Dang, bro. And you spend, or well, I did a lot of my youth wanting to be grown because I felt like the choice was, and it's fucking an illusion, right? You get to you get to where you think you're able to make those, like everything's gonna be awesome because you're grown up.
Yeah,
It ain't.
because you're
No.
making your own choices. But
But whenever you're a kid, that shit seems like if those motherfuckers weren't in my way, I would do it like this.
yep, yeah, it's weird,
It's
right?
fucked off.
Yeah, well, because like if you got good parents, they're trying to protect you. You know what I mean? That's why they're telling you the stuff they're telling you, like not to do. You know, even sometimes crappy parents who were doing it themselves were still telling you not to do it because they know. But kids don't listen. Like that's all there is to that. We got to find out for ourselves, and we did.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, but that's all that authority stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're like, well, we don't need somebody to tell us what to do. We'll do it. You know. But then you do it, and you're like, oh, you know, not as great as you think it was. You're gonna end up in some spots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
End up in some spots.
You'll
That's
end
a
up
good
in
way to put
another
it.
state with no money because you didn't think that far ahead. You know, it's like when kids try to run away and they pack like peanut butter and jelly in a suitcase and two pairs of underwear and stuff. Like, go to the end of the block and then come back.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You're just unable. You haven't unlocked that fucking power yet. It's a useful thing too,
Yeah. Yeah.
to be able to see into the future a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. The consequences.
like past the end of your own street. I
Yeah.
try. Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. Like I try. I hope that the things I'm saying to my kids are it's getting through, but I'm like,
Well, I mean, that's all you can do is just hope because, like, you know, there are crazy kids. Like, period. There's some kids that just, you ain't going to reach them,
Yep, it's just fucking statistics.
you know? But I think that's few and far between. Most of the time, I think it's like the parents, you know what I mean? If you got crazy parents or a crazy house life, like a home life that's nuts all the time, just like erratic, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? You know, as opposed to if you go to church once a week and everything's structured, you know what I mean? Like your mom wakes you up for school, there's breakfast ready, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to be some special type of kid if you can like, if you're in a bad situation and you can like drown it out, and you have some inborn grit that just allows you to persevere.
Yeah, that's why they make movies about that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's a movie. Real life, no, that doesn't normally happen. Normally the kids like, you know, living at mom's house forever or whatever. And shit, that could have been me. You know, I could have been living at my mom's house forever, working just odd jobs or whatever, being like, oh, why is the world against me?
why is the world against me?
Yeah, for real though. Well, because like, I don't know, if you don't have a work ethic, like, where you just want to work nonstop all day, like, if I work 3 doubles in a row, like, I don't know, somehow at the end of it, I'm like, it feels good because I put that work in, and like, there's nothing else I could have possibly done more. You know what I mean?
Yes, bro, but if you were doing 3 days worth of something that didn't involve being in people's faces, I feel like the gratification would be even better.
Think so?
I don't know, man. I feel like for me, the part of this job that's the most draining, it's not physical. Yeah, I'm fucking tired at the end of that double the other day, for sure. I was not pedaling home. I had to fucking throttle in, boy.
Yeah, it's tiring.
But the thing that sucks it out of me, I would love to put in 40, bro. That would be great. I would be cushioned. It just
Well,
sucks it out of me.
gotta be a better magician.
I
Okay.
know. Brandon
that's
told me that.
that's what I'm like. That's where I'm like, I don't know. The other day I had this dude in here. He just seemed like he was not with it, not happy, whatever. But by the end of it, he was like, "Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It was so
dude.
good."
That's
And like
good.
when you get that, you know what I mean. And you can start with somebody who was like not in the best of some moods, and then by the end they're like, "Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, like
that's a feeling you won't get
dude,
from construction.
that's a good magic trick." You know what
That's a
I'm
fucking
saying?
great magic trick.
You
That's
know?
enough to fucking carry you through a shift, boy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And if you can do that back to back, like imagine being that good, where like even no matter what
That's
mood
good.
that person is in, you can be like, all right, I got you. I'll show you a little something you ain't seen before. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh, all right. But, you know,
Yeah, man. Back to back to back. I understand. I get it. Chris Ano and David Blaine. Um, okay. I totally agree with that, man. You have to take small steps to get there.
oh, yeah, but and if you mess up one little one, it's ruined.
Man, and if it doesn't matter if I've been practicing the same shit every day or 5 days a week for 7 years, if I'm not, if I'm just doing the same dumb routine every time, I'm not going to get better. A regular told me, I don't know, this was a couple years ago, and I forget what I had asked him, but he was like, well, you could be better at your job. That's one way to make more money or something. And he
Yeah.
wasn't being a dick.
Yeah.
But it stuck with me, and I was like, that's fucking true. That's
Yeah.
just true.
Yeah.
But Sunday, the dreaded open to close shift, I'm terrible for, by the end of the day, just not having anything left and not being able to conjure it up.
Oh, it runs out for
Dude.
sure.
And if I can usually get past the initial greeting and the drink order, then it kind of like goes away a little bit. But man, it's rough. But Sunday, somehow, I made it to the very fucking end, dude. Some people walked in at 10:45,
Oh.
and they were like, "Is it half price apps?
We're like, yeah.
Only for dine in." But I was nice, dude. Like 10:45,
Yeah.
and you are acting like you're gonna sit down, and for me to keep smiling.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Like, that's okay.
That's a rare thing. So I mean, that's progress for sure.
Hell yeah, boy.
Last night I wasn't so. I didn't fucking war vet Steve Buscemi anyone, but I wasn't.
Steve Buscemi.
stoked.
Yeah, no, it's never good when they come in 15 minutes before we close. Like, come on, man. We will have this discussion every time. Like, let's just not do that. You know, if it's that late, be like, oh, man, all right. It's 15 minutes before close. You
It's
know,
just payback for all the times I fucking never even thought about it, dude.
yeah, well, this job will change you in the way you think about dealing with people. Because, like, retail is one thing, but, like,
Retail is different.
it's a shirt. You know what I mean? Like, you're dealing with people back to back, but it's like a robotic thing you could do. Like, in here, you have to be personable in a way that you can't, like, I don't know, because people are eating. And, like, whenever there's food involved, especially when someone's hungry, they could be in a terrible mood and everything else. I mean, I get being in a bad mood about some shoes or a shirt or whatever it is, but it ain't the same thing, you know what I mean, as, like, you're getting between me and my meal. You know, like,
Yeah,
whoa,
it's
boy.
an intimate thing, right?
Yeah. So it creates some interesting situations between
does.
us and them. And, like, you have to be able to navigate every one of those.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
See, that's why behind the bar, I think that's what I really like is that, like, you can tell who's going to sit at the bar when you see them get out of their car in the parking lot. You can almost tell when they walk through the door.
Most of the time.
And that carries on until they sit down. You kind of know what to expect, and they know what to expect. Whenever you're on the floor, bro, it's a fucking roll of the dice, boy.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more predictability.
Oh, I'm getting good at it, though. You know, just from doing it so long. and like trying to see little different ways of doing this or that. You know what I mean? Because like if you ask somebody a question, like instead of saying, "Do you want another drink?" I'll say, "Would you like another drink?" You know, something like that, and it gets them off guard, kind of. You know, and then say thank you after everything. Doesn't matter what it is. They hand you a plate, say thank you. They give you their order, say thank you again. It tricks them, and then by the end, they're saying thank you to you, and I give them thumbs ups, and then 3/4 in, I'm getting like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm out. Thumbs up is like my fucking. It's my part of my brand.
Yeah, well, like, cause it's especially if somebody's got a mouthful of something, you know what I mean? You can be like, yeah, you know, we
Mm-hmm.
good, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't know.
I feel like for me, the communication is easier because I'm right there and they're all right there. It's not like going back. Yeah,
Yeah, well, you're the bartender too. That comes with some like caveats. You know what I'm saying?
definitely. It comes with some bullshit too. Of being a slave to that fucking printer. That
Yeah, the
hurts.
service bar. You can't just take care of yourself. You have the service bar as well. Yeah, that's the worst part. Well, no, it's all bad. I don't want to bartend. Like,
And I don't want to wait, so
yeah,
that's
see,
how we
but
complement each
yeah,
other.
well, that's what I mean though. Like, know your strengths, know your lane. You know what I mean? Like,
Stay in your lane.
yeah, like I've done it. I've tried it. You've served. You know, you've been over here. If you find something where you can get that groove, stick with it.
Heck yeah.
You know, and like if you're not that good at it or you don't like it, don't try to force yourself on some shit you don't like. You know, because then you're just gonna dread coming in every day. That is not what I want. Like I'm here all the time because like my friends are here and I like being here. You know what I mean? It's a cool place to be because normally the mood is good. You know what I mean? I try to promote that at least in here.
I used to work construction, and I feel like the feeling you get from a hard day's labor, that's the good feeling from that job. But I will tell you that like the finished product, it there was a sense of gratification, but it wasn't. Yeah, I was forcing myself. Like it was, I had to do this job to survive. I wasn't loving it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. And you do get this sense of accomplishment after you remodel something or install something, but there's magic with that shit too, dude. Like, I never realized how out of square everything is. Like,
Hmm.
also,
Yeah.
um, like, I'm fucking amazed that anything exists because in that industry, maybe worse than the restaurant industry, people are fucked up. And now maybe on the lower levels, like subcontractor levels, that's where it's happening the most.
Yeah.
And like
Well, dude, if you work that hard
helpers,
all day, like,
right?
I mean,
It
I
breaks
wouldn't
your
begrudge you
body.
from drinking a beer at your lunch break if you're out there, like, laying bricks and hammering nails and stuff. Like, you can
No,
have a beer or two on your lunch break.
we would crack one on the way home, boy. Absolutely.
Yeah, or whatever. Smoke some weed, whatever you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Some spice. I
Yeah.
knew
So,
this dude. That's how he was dealing with it. Pills, that's a huge thing. Um, so whenever I see like these dudes out here doing this road work,
mm-hmm.
a lot of them or some stragglers come in here. There's straight edge ones. It's cool. That's how shit gets done. Because there are good ones out there.
Yeah.
But everything's out of square, dude. Nothing is.
Yeah, no, nothing's perfect.
But it's cool how you can look at something and not see the flaws. But if you build it then you know where every single fuck up is and how it's hidden, and
Mm-hmm.
it's weird, dude. It's magic.
Yeah, hell yeah. You ever try to put a shelf in your house? I'm like, all right. Is it level? It's level enough.
I bought these fucking corner shelves, so they're 90 degrees, so they should just fit snugly into a corner. Not one corner in my house. There's
Will
a
it fit?
gap on one side, no matter what. But it's an old ass house.
Yeah, that's like, well, apartments I'm looking at around this town. You know, a lot of them are made out of these old houses that are from like 1900.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you got like giant windows here and
No
off angles.
insulation.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, man, it is wild because caulk and paint makes it what it ain't. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what? Just throw some putty in there and paint over it. They'll never know.
Yeah. Finish work. That's the magic.
Yep. It's all an illusion. You know, the illusion of safety. People always think, oh, we're all so safe. You're not safe. There is nothing safe going on in the world. You could be dead at any minute. I'm watching Final Destination the other night. I was thinking, like, what about the people that got to clean that mess up? You know, like people's heads just getting smashed and exploded like watermelons. The whole series. Like, there's just guts and blood everywhere.
It's weird that that's someone's job, man.
100%. And it has to be like 5 people's job. There has to be like layers of that job because, like, somebody has to come clean up the remains, okay? And then after that, somebody has to come clean up whatever stains are left, I guess.
Remains and Stains. That would be the company name.
Dude, that's messed up. Man, on my way here, I was thinking, I don't know what got me thinking about it. Oh, this exact thing. I was like, my ex-wife's friend, Colt Black, started his own funeral home, like right out of high school.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know, 19 years old.
What?
Yeah, dude,
I've
he
been
became
waiting.
a mortician, and then shout out to Black's.
That's fucking awesome.
Shout out to Black's Funeral Homes, Thurmont, if you want to get. I'm sure they'll sell you the box and dig the hole. But yeah, and then she had another friend, and he like was letting him work with him, or whatever. So one guy's Colt Black, and the other guy is Dan. All right, I won't say his last name, but Dan's at our house, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I was out with Colt the other night, picked up a dead body," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "You gotta wash it. You gotta wash the dead body." And he's like, "Yeah, man."
Oh, dude, what?
Yeah, dude. So
Dang.
he like helped him, you know, wash the dead
Really?
body, and bro, you gotta wash everywhere.
I don't want to smell that stank. Not at all, dude. Like,
Dude. Well, that's what got me thinking, because I was like,
Mm.
picking up a regular dead body versus like a Final Destination body.
oh, God, I don't know which one is worse, dude.
It's a bit, well, okay, somebody has to do that, right? Like, that's when I drive by Bauer Socks and I'm like, is it a good day or a bad day? Because the place is packed, so like, that's good for business. You know, like Bauer Socks makes some money. There's always funerals in there, right? But then there's people there that I feel bad for because they got somebody dead inside.
Right, and what about, exactly. You could pass this place and be like, dang, they're busy. But man, I could be back there behind the bar just losing my mind. And at some point, yeah, it doesn't matter about the money. Man, the funeral, like the job, that every job gets done. And the weird things that you don't think about, weird gigs that you don't think about, they exist, man. Someone's doing those things.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, man. Somebody has to pick you up when you're dead and then take you somewhere and embalm you, set you up so people can come look at you.
I don't want to get washed when I'm dead.
Be like, don't wash me.
Yeah, you got to do not resuscitate order. I got to do not wash.
Put me in raw, son. Just put me in there raw. Don't touch me.
Viking style.
Well, honestly, Like, do we care? I don't care what happens after I die. At least not right now. Maybe that's a young man's thought, though. You know?
That means they must fucking stink to high hell, dude.
I mean, maybe if it's still fresh, like how long's it been? If you just died, it's probably not as bad, right? As if, like, I don't know,
I don't
Gene
know.
Hackman, right? Like
Your
that would.
body's still making oils though and shit, and like for a little bit, who knows? I don't want to think about that, man. That's strange. But to know that you want to go into
Yeah.
that field right out of high school, that's pretty intense, man.
Well, it's money.
It's kind of smart.
I mean, it's a necessity. People are gonna always need your
But
services.
did he apprentice or did he? Or was it a
I
family
think he
business?
went to school. Like,
Oh, okay.
there's like a funeral school. You go learn how to be the undertaker.
Dang.
That's legit.
Then you just get loans and shit so you can buy the table and the.
Dude, a whole class full of these people. Like, you imagine being in that classroom and they have to tell you, like, this is what you do with the deceased.
Man, so do you own like a graveyard too?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess you could.
That's a different. That's a.
Well, like my other friend, which is funny, his wife was a mortician, and she's the funeral director at Rest Haven now. So shout out to Rest Haven too. If you guys need a spot to rest your bones,
Eternally.
yeah, that's a good place. It's ran well, I'll say.
Rest Haven.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I mean, you need to have. I mean, it's a necessity, right? Like, we need to have somebody doing it, I guess. Same thing with like cremation, same shit. It's a weird. Makes you feel weird talking about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, cremation is easier for me to talk about and think about. It is weird.
Cause like that's it. That's the end. Like, you're just done now. Bizarro. Maybe being ashes on someone's mantelpiece is the way to go. At least then you're always around.
I just watched this documentary about Hugh Everett, the guy who theorized parallel universe theory shit, and he told his family that he wanted his ashes thrown out with the trash, and his wife kept him in a filing cabinet in the kitchen for a few years, and then after a few years, tossed it in the trash. He's a pretty atheist dude.
That's wild. Hugh Everett.
Hugh Everett, and then his son went on to become the lead singer of a band called the Eels, which got famous in the 90s. Yeah, interesting. His that dude's name is Mark Oliver Everett. His dad must have been a freak.
I'm sure. I mean, he thought of parallel universes.
Right. Probably not very emotionally connected at all. He lost his mom his mom died to breast cancer. His sister, Elizabeth, killed herself.
Jesus.
I know, man. This dude went through some crap.
Dude, that's tragic.
Yeah, what a life, man. What a crazy life.
Well, that's life in general, isn't it? Like, it's just one long tragedy with, like, little reprieves. I mean, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, you have your good times, and then, like, always something's going to happen. And somehow we're not ready for it, even though we know shit's always going to happen.
Yeah, you're winning if you're making it. I feel like you're winning.
But even people that make it, or what, whatever, like, everybody's got some kind of, like, hang up, don't they? Like, even people with mad money, I don't know, they wish they had more money or some shit, like.
I mean, if you're surviving though, like if you've made it this far,
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, luck's got something to do too, right? Like, we're just
luck does
lucky.
have something
Like,
to
we're
do with
just
it.
lucky You know, especially somebody that makes it to like 80 or 90 years old without, they're like, well, he smoked all the time and he, whatever, you know, ate whatever he wanted. And they make it till 80. But that's just lucky, isn't it?
Luck is a factor. Luck is a factor you can't ignore, man.
Like everything has to line up just right. You have to have the right genes and the right, you know, like maybe you didn't eat aspartame or something. I don't know.
I didn't, but now I am with this bullshit.
Hmm.
I didn't my whole life till recently.
Well, it's everywhere now. You know, the sugar-free situation is everywhere because people are all trying to demonize sugar now, which they should. You know, not demonize it per se, but like,
Cut the fuck back, Americans.
dude, I'm pretty sure we eat 100 pounds of sugar a year.
Oh, it's good, dude. I never saw any kind of issue with it until just recently. I was like, fuck that. I like it. I love it.
What, sugar? Yeah, well, me too, but like, dude, too much is bad, and we get so much sugar in legit
Yes.
everything. It's in everything.
I was starting to swell up my legs and shit, dude. I cut the sugar back and I've been all right. That's weird, right?
Not weird,
No, not weird.
but yeah, like you were right. Like you had it.
Yeah, not weird.
Yeah, dude. Sugar's like a killer. You try to blame fat, but like it's 100% sugar that's doing it. You know what I mean? Just because it's legit and everything. Like, I don't know, I let my kid drink soda. I shouldn't do that, but he's a kid, so right now their body can handle it. Like, once you get my age, you ain't going to be able to have nothing. You know what I
No,
mean?
your body can't handle. It's weird. Your body. Once you get to that a certain age, and your body starts. What you expect from your body. Your expectations have to fucking be realistic.
Yeah.
Shit's wearing down. It's weird.
Well, years and years of doing it, too. You know what I mean? Like, if you just ate whatever you want for however long you want, right? I mean, eventually shit's going to catch up, you know? Same thing as drinking beers. Like, man, I used to love to drink like 6 beers a day, but you know, that's a lot of beer. That's a lot of like sugar from beer. Like, there's sugar in there. You know, it makes your triglycerides and stuff go crazy, the alcohol and everything else, too. It's like the King's diet, like back in the day, because like that's what Americans eat, like King's diet. You know what I'm saying? Like in the old Pharaoh's times or whatever, those dudes were just having like booze and honey, and like the sweetest of every, you know, all the best tasting food.
No shit.
You know, they end up with like what's that thing you get in your feet? Gout.
Gout.
Yeah, they would get gout and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Get gout.
Yeah.
Of my house.
Yeah, dude. Well, they were the only people that could eat like that. Everybody else had to just eat
That's
whatever,
crazy,
whatever you
dude.
can find.
And that, like, yeah, man, you're rich, so you just want the best of the best. And, yeah, good food. That's a premium back in the day. Good tasting food and spices and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I mean. They were just eating whatever.
Nutrition is a modern thing. I mean, like,
Monitoring it.
mhm,
Yeah, for sure.
like within the last 100 years.
For easy.
In the 1800s, people weren't like.
No.
It was more about surviving and sustenance and. Oh, dang, dude.
Well, does it have anything to do with like industrializing? Because like we industrialized food, you know. So like if you make a profit off food, like okay, Kellogg's, the dude that made the cornflakes, you know, that's a business now. And if you got time to like your cornflake business is going good, you're gonna want to tell people, hey, I figured out a balanced diet for you that includes my cornflakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, right? So you can just sell people more shit.
Yeah, that's weird. But I think also it took like 10,000 years to figure out like if we eat certain things are better for us to eat, certain things we should stay away from. Yeah, it took 10,000 years like since we started like growing our own food and storing it. instead of having to look for it and or kill it. Part of it is marketing, but also the other part is the pursuit to fucking live forever, which is a weird thing that humans want. The vessel is not made for that.
No. No, I don't think it's made to live past where we are.
Yeah, man. Yes, I agree, and that's a freaky thing. Like
Yeah.
your body is telling you by the time you get to where we're at that it's done, donezo.
Yeah.
But we've pushed
Oh, we're borrowing time.
better living through chemistry. Yeah, we are. It's borrowed time. I think about that a lot.
Well, it's weird too, because like some people, I mean, obviously, not everybody even makes it this far. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's weird to think about just tragedy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think about sometimes if I was born 200 years ago, I would be dead by now,
More than likely.
more than likely, and I wouldn't be having these thoughts. But if you're growing up knowing that the lifespan is you only like 40, that must fuck with you.
Maybe. Maybe it makes it easier to make a family when you're 15.
It has to. It has to, because in your head you're like, okay, fucking divvying up my time. Dang, that's crazy, dude.
Well, people were grown men. That's why, like, I guess, I don't know, the old bearded, gray beard man, you know, like, that's always the wisest guy in the town because, like, he's seen it all kind of deal, you know? Maybe that's causing havoc, too. Like, maybe there's too many, like, old wise dudes that think they know every fucking thing, you know?
It's causing havoc.
Yeah, a bunch of old people running shit. Well, like, the government, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yes.
like everybody's 100 in the government now. Like, I remember growing up being like, man, that guy looks old. He was like my age now. And now he's like still there.
Yeah, man. You look at these Amazon tribes, and they don't like the elders are not very old. Also, not a lot of children, because the infant mortality rate is pretty high.
Yeah, well, and that's natural. That's nature, though.
Yeah, that's nature.
Like that's we have bent it.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have bent nature to our will, and now almost every baby makes it. You know what I mean? At least even if they only make it for just a little while. Like we have the technology to keep
And that
a
makes
person alive.
humans feel good that we can do that. It's not necessarily beneficial to the cause.
Right.
It's like salmons that have all those eggs.
Well, that's why they have them all. You know what I mean? Like that's the deal. That's why people used to have like 20 kids back in the day because you didn't know.
Lots of them eggs have to be food for other shit. And then some of them baby salmons that do make it, those baby salmons got to be food for shit. And then that's the circle of life, y'all. Let them babies die. Let
Oh,
them babies die.
Oh Jesus.
It's just unnatural.
It's unnatural.
Like, it's natural to want to save a baby,
Yeah.
but we don't have to save them all.
Yeah, we say that till it's our baby.
Yeah,
Right.
save my baby, motherfucker.
But that's weird though, isn't it, right? Cuz like we could talk about like I don't know, random baby, you know what I mean? We don't know them. You know, we're like it's fine, but if it's my baby, I want him to live.
What if you saw a picture of it?
Of the baby that we were
No, we're not killing it.
I'd be like,
But we know that probably not going to make it.
yeah.
Are you all right with it?
Dude, that's sad.
Or save it?
We're saving it.
If you saw a picture, but
Yeah.
you no connection to it?
Yes.
What if the dad,
it's
and you
too
didn't
late.
know this, the dad was Hitler?
Oh god.
But you don't know.
No, I'm still saving it.
Dang.
Yeah, good
That's
soul.
Heck yeah, man. Seeing a little baby, it tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah,
How
you
could
can-
you be like,
Yeah. Like, nah, it's good. That pass.
swipe?
Yep.
What if that was an app?
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, that's god awful.
It's called Save a Baby.
Now, okay, somebody would play that.
What we've done, that's what we've done. You could try to save everyone. It's weird.
Super weird.
And then we warehouse the old ones. I don't like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, what if we made our own old folks' home? You know, like we start our own house right now. Okay, well, we run it and fix it up the way we want it. That way, when we're old, we can hire young people and make them run it the way we want it. You know, like this is the way this place has been running for years. Just keep it going, and then we live there.
An old folks commune.
Something like that, yeah. Cause like, I don't know, man. I don't want somebody I don't know coming in being
I
like, "Do you need
know.
your diaper changed today?"
If it was a little community, that could work, man.
You know, I don't know how much money it would take to run something like that. Probably a lot, but like, think about if you got some old people who wanted to live that way also, and then you ran it for a while, like I say.
Because look, dude, they're all ending up together, right, in a spot.
Yeah,
Because someone, man, that's fucked, bro. Because someone is capitalizing on elder care. So it has to, elder care has to be a thing, right?
yeah. Well, people have given up. There used to be a time when you took care of your own old people.
Yeah, both of my, right, exactly. Both of my sets of grandparents, none of them went into homes. I can't see my dad doing it. My mom is living with me. She ain't going into no home.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could do it. If we started now,
we started right now.
dude, the house that you're about to buy eventually, it's gonna be the two jerks assisted living.
Well, honestly though, because like, dude, at what point do we start thinking about that? Because like right now, you know, we're talking when you're young, you don't think about this age. I'm not thinking about 75. I'm not trying to. I don't want to. Right? Like you don't want to think about when you're 70.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It must be.
You know, because like I do not want to think. I don't want to think like, am I gonna be using a cane? I remember, Sonny. You know, like these old people in here. You know, you're like, whoa, dude, what happened? You know what I mean? But like, just some old man by himself. You know, like shit. It's kind of scary. But maybe they're cool though. You know, like they're like, I'm good by myself.
Yeah, I think about this one homie who has a cane, pipe stem, volunteer fire department,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Mulhern.
Yeah.
And he's in his 80s. I think he just turned 80. And he always says, when I say, I'll see you next week, he says, if I make it. So he's all right. He understands.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's stoked. I'm pretty sure his wife passed a few years ago. He's alone. He lives in a, I don't know. Old folks' homes are different now. My aunt lives in one, and it feels like a weird apartment building / hotel. It's comfortable. It feels really comfortable, but I think there's staff on hand. There's, yeah, whatever.
So it's like assisted living or whatever they call that, where it's not really like a nursing home.
Yeah, I think
There's just people
my idea of
around.
nursing home is like 1960s nursing homes.
Well, I think that's where they put really, really old people. You know, like where you can't get around no more. Like you need like constant care. Like
Yeah,
I think
dude.
that still exists.
I
But
don't want to
like,
get abused. I don't want to get
Well,
abused, dude.
okay, well, also when we were young, the '80s times, that's when they shut down the state hospitals because they were like, just basically became nursing homes. You know, like that was the argument, at least, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, it just ended up with a bunch of infirm people in there who were really old and, you know, whatever. So they like privatized the nursing home thing. That I think that's when it got huge. I mean, I don't know.
When it went private.
Yeah, I mean, bigger than it's been. I mean, obviously, plus you had, um, a booming population that were getting old. Because there weren't as many old people in 1960 as in 1985. There are definitely way more old people right now. How weird is that? Like, is there more old people than young people?
Well, I don't know. I looked at the generation numbers, and I know that the boomer generation, there's more of them than there are of us, Generation X. And there's more millennials and whatever comes after that. Both of those are higher than Generation X. I don't know.
Well, it's weird because, like, what do you do with all these old people then? Especially a bunch of crazy old people who lived in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just picturing all these, like, metalheads and, people that were crazy,
Yeah, what are they going to be like? Or do that just all old people turn into the same?
Maybe we do. I mean, there's always those ones that hold out. I think you're right, though. I think most people just kind of get with the program eventually. You're like, I've accepted it. I'm old now and irrelevant.
But my dude was wearing Crocs. And he had giblets. Train giblets. He's a foamer.
Foamer.
Yeah, man. Well, it's coming. Don't wash me.
Don't wash me.
And, yeah, I ain't going into no fucking home. I wish there was just like a dock on a cliff. And, yep, when you get to a certain age and you just feel like that's your time, you could just go there and walk the fuck off of it. Or get pushed if you can't walk. Or it could be on a slight incline and you could get in a wheelchair and just roll off.
Well, I feel like I heard some tribes used to leave their old people in the woods.
That'd be alright.
You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of go till you can't go.
That would be okay. I mean, I would kind of feel like, I don't know. If I still had my wits about me, I would probably feel kind of fucked up about it.
For like a mistake. Like,
Yo,
like I'm still good.
bros, come back.
Yeah.
I'm still good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just too old to go fast.
I just sprained my ankle.
And just leave you out there like, where'd everybody go? And I mean, in the day, like, there's nothing out there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, that's why we can't do the death penalty quickly, because, like, just in case,
Oh, shit. Fucking some Utah or Idaho or some places trying to bring back firing squad.
Oh, they did.
Who? Where?
Trying to remember what state it was, because it just happened.
Yeah, that state where that dude went up in the college. It was like apartment. He snuck in there. He was from Pennsylvania. I forget what his name was. Stabbed a bunch.
Oh, Koberger? Brian Koberger?
That
The guy that killed those college students, the 4 of them? Yeah. He wants the firing squad.
I don't know if he wants
No,
it, but
he's going to get it.
he about to get it. Dang, dude.
Yeah, that's a way to go. They get like 3 guns, and then one of them's got the real bullet. I think that way the people shooting you don't know who really shot you.
Do you get a cigarette?
I mean, I don't know.
They got
I don't
to,
thi-
dude.
I don't think you're allowed to smoke in jail anymore. Or prison. I mean, like federal prison. I don't think you're allowed to smoke in there anymore.
What if it's a blue e-cig?
Maybe you can vape. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can smoke in prison either. But I feel like if you bring back the firing squad, you have to bring back the cigarette. That's the classic look, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I totally agree. You definitely got to let somebody at least, I don't know, man, last meal and a cig. Like, I feel like that's fair. We're about to kill you.
I feel like hanging is more brutal, and
That's how they did Saddam Hussein.
I know that's exactly what I was thinking, dude. That's fucking burned into our memories, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
They burned that shit into our memories.
Yeah, man.
Because there ain't no recent hangings that I can fucking
Yeah, no.
conjure up except for the crazy cell phone footage of,
Saddam Hussein looking all wild.
dang, they found homie in a hole.
Remember when they brought him out of the hole? He looked
Damn.
he looked insane, dude. But I guess if you spent days in a hole, like you'd look crazy too. It's like the deposed dictator of Iraq in the hole.
That's what you get.
I mean, I guess.
You start acting wild.
I feel like they kind of screwed him over a little bit because at first they were like, "We're cool with you," you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden it was like he took Kuwait now, you know, and it's weird over there because like, didn't we draw the lines? Like, didn't we make
Yeah.
the countries?
Also, we were fucking out for Middle Eastern blood in the early 2000s at all fucking
Oil, baby.
oil, and somebody had to fucking pay. Every brown-skinned person had to pay for 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11. That's a crazy thing.
Damn, you're gonna end up in a hole.
Well, that's what I like. That's what's crazy about the world now. Like, if they want you, they're gonna get you, no matter where you think you can hide. Like, they got SEAL Team Sixes and Delta Force that are gonna come in there and get you, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been Saddam and Bin Laden in 2025. Whoop, you'd be done so quick.
Well, I mean, there's some part of me that's like they had to have just let him be where he was, because like America couldn't invade Pakistan, so, and he knew that. So like if he's hanging out in Pakistan all those years, they just had to figure out a way to somehow skirt the law to get in there, and it took them that much time. You know what I mean? Like they knew where he was. You know, thereabouts. Like they, you know what I mean? Like obviously they might not have known exactly which house he was in, and then they figured it out and just had to figure out a way to go get him. And they did. Middle of the night, black helicopters, dudes in suits, crazy stuff, dogs and a robot,
Beautiful dogs.
beautiful dogs.
That's a desert war. We've had jungle war. Did we talk about this? When the snow war is coming.
When the snow war's coming, yeah, we did.
What other biomes haven't we fought in? Space.
Space, that's the next one, for real though. Dude, they're getting us ready for aliens. I've been watching
100%.
way too much Bob Lazar lately. You know who that is?
Oh, I absolutely know who Bob Lazar is.
Yeah, it's wild when you watch the original airing of him because he's like in a shadow and they don't use his real name. I think they called him Dan or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, there are crafts up here, you know, and you're like, what the fuck, you know?
And how... Why isn't Bob Lazar dead? Because have they done a good enough job to make people think that he's a kook?
Yeah.
Because the bro, listen to that dude and judge for yourself.
Yes.
Do you know people in your own life who are of sound mind, but then there's this one part of them that just has this unbelievable fucking thing, a lie, or it's just some fucking made up shit? I don't know if I've ever come across that in my life.
No, not like that. Not like what he's talking about.
I'm sure trauma could make something like that happen. But when you talk to somebody who just seems like they're grounded, then they like, I believe in ghosts. You got to be like, well, they believe for some reason.
Right.
And yeah, it's again the law. It's the law of numbers. All those people who, if people have seen shit, then eventually you can't make everyone shut up. I don't know, man. I definitely believe in aliens. And I definitely believe that the United States government keeps shit from us for a good reason.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you got to figure people, they keep showing these like E.T. or friendly aliens, those friendly alien movies. I don't think that's the way it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be like Independence Day.
Yes, yes, and we talked about this. That's why the homie Mike said we will have to. No, no, no. We're gonna have to join forces with the aliens to fight the fucking AI. That's what he said. He said that 12 years ago, and I thought he was just being silly. But as time has gone on, I'm like, dang, we're gonna have to fight the robots, and now the fucking aliens are coming. We're gonna have to make peace with them. In the beginning, I don't know, dude. See, the military's gonna tell us we need these robots. You know, the ones that they're already making right now. We need these robots to fight the aliens, but that's not the truth. There's gonna be a small faction of people who befriend the aliens and fight the robots. I feel like I've seen that movie.
Well, I mean, it's not an impossibility. AI is just as freaky as the idea that aliens could come here. Especially something that's way smarter than we are. Because if it is, then we're really effed. Basically. I mean, like, come on. We're just monkeys with pants on, essentially. I mean, there's some way smarter ones of us than the others, but, like...
Man, I want to see one, dude. I just want...
I don't feel like that would freak... Dude, you think if you saw an alien, you wouldn't pass out?
Oh, man, it would just blow my mind, dude. Like, it would... Yeah, it would just fucking blow my mind. Hey, you ready to end this bullshit?
Yeah, brother.
All right.
I'd say it's about that time. All right, well, yeah, we'll talk about that aliens till next time some more, because George Knapp is crazy, too. That's the guy that introduced Bob Lazar. All right, yeah, let's call it.
All right,
good,
homie.
Good shit.
Good shit.